today's video, I have a 1995 Saturn Sl1 four-door sedan. Do a little walk around here. It's in pretty good shape. It's got about 96,000. I don't know, I gotta look at the odometer, but this is pretty much the car that I've actually always wanted, you know, since I was about 2 years old, because my grandmother drove it, so I'm pretty much maybe the third owner of this car. But let me show you the condition it's in. You know, a couple dings right here, you know, from when my grandmother ran into a porch one time because of her Alzheimer's. So, there's a little bit of the walk around. What I ended up doing was I had to restore the hubcaps, which I did. I had to take white primer. These hubcaps are really messed up, so what I did was I pretty much, they were all banged up like right here and everything, so what I did was I primed it and I sanded it, and then I pretty much repainted. The original color was in gray and silver, you know. So originally this car didn't have its originality in it because you know, it just had universal hubcaps on it, and it had just a cassette radio. So let's see. Oh, so this car, in general, has about 96,453 miles on it. Pretty much use the interior right here. You know, it's really, give me a sec. It's a really, sorry, I'm just trying to wait for some other guy to walk because I don't want him to think I'm crazy. But anyway, the interior is pretty clean. It's in really good shape. From about a scale of 1 to 10, it's about an 8. I had to put a new headliner in it because the other one was sagging. You know, and I had to reinstall the dome light. And I had to, the way it was set up was I had to get a new dash panel for it, you know, so we had to go to the junkyard, and pretty much this is my car. I'm pretty much 20 years old and I drive this to college. Very nice car, fun to drive, you know, and I had to get a new dashboard for it. Not really a new one, but it's a used one from a 96 Saturn, but it still fits, but you can't really notice it. The only difference is, like on the 95 Saturn, they have like a little bit of a gap, you know, that separates from this interior, but this one is just all one, so it has a small gap, but you won't really notice it that much. But let's see. Let's start it up, and this is how many miles it has. 96,453 miles on it, so it wasn't, I was off by a couple miles, or 100 or 300. And I put the original radio in it. It had a universal radio in it from when my brother drove it a couple years ago, because his 96 Ford engine blew up on it, his probe. But I pretty much got it, and that's his car right there. That's what he owns now. Right there's my dad's truck. But okay, so this thing's got AC, so let's start it up. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. It's got an anti-lock. Look how that thing sounds, man. It sounds brand new how it came in the factory. It hasn't really been driven much. I think this thing's gonna outlive my mom's 05 Hyundai, which has only 140,000, I think, miles on it. I can't say exact, but I know the first 3 digits is 140,000. Here's the hood. Let's see. I just washed it, so I just got finished washing it, so it's a little wet. It doesn't really sound junky, it just sounds very smooth. So, that's the hood. There we go. Whatever. That's the hood vibrating. But, do one more rock around on it. We're going to do a test drive. Alright, we're going to do a test drive. Get set. Go. Best part, man, in a car. Move the seat up, adjust it because my dad was in it. Sec. Put some AC. AC works really good. You know, we haven't had any issues with it. It had a couple of leaks where the compressor's at. And then it had a leak right near the evaporator. But really, it was the O-rings. I tell you, this car is very simple. Very simple to drive. You know, it doesn't have really much issues on it. On a normal car, when an AC goes out, it's usually, it'll be something more complicated, like the compressor or the evaporator. But really, it's just the O-rings. Let's do it. Drive it around the area because I don't really want to drive on the road with one hand. Alright. Stop. Very smooth. What you don't really want to do on these cars is you really do not want to, for these cars that old, especially this one, you don't want to go too far on the transmission. You know, like you don't really want to go third and second gear, because that'll really worn out the transmission. Usually what you want to do is, there's an option for, what is it, performance, which I don't really want to look right now, but it has two different options when you drive it. You have performance and, normal, I think. And it really functions both more efficient if you put it on performance. But look how it drives. It drives very smooth. I don't have much issues. There's I tell you, I've always wanted this car ever since I was 2 years old. Ever since my grandma drove it. You know, just the way it looks, just the way it drove. I was very mature for my age, but I got it. It's a nice car. Get to this guy. AC works really good. I have no problems. Shifts all right. Shifts very smooth. It's very careful. Let's see, go around this guy. This guy is parked on the swale. Looks like I'm gonna have to make, actually, right to this guy. Flash at this dude. Flash my high beams on him. Be careful. And they really made these cars very efficient back then. What they were trying to do was, they were trying to make a car very fuel efficient by making it all plastic and interior plastic, so it's really lightweight. I don't know why people, some of them they call these pieces of shits, but they're not. They drive really good. And then it's the mailman. Oh, look at this. Look what we got here. Looks like we make a turn. There's a bunch of cars over there. It's a very dependable car. I have no issues with it. AC runs like it did 20 years ago. I have no issues. that AC is really cold. Sometimes I gotta turn it down. Look at the cassette, refrigerator. Radio runs good. Headlights. And that's pretty much it. I forgot to show you too is it has only a little bit of a crack on the shield, but it's not really, it's still really a small mark on the line from a while back. Like I said, my grandmother, rest in peace, she sort of abused it, but not as much as ruining in the condition. The condition's, it's in really, from a scale 1 to 10, 8. It's in really good condition. And I get compliments. Very clean car. It's got a little bit of debris, but I can vacuum in that up. And there's the back seat. I got car covers on it. I got a vacuum. And let me show you one last thing. After that, end of the video. There's your little gas cap right there. These are really, it's a really nice car. And there it is. That's the trunk. So, hope you enjoyed the video.